And if your pizza includes stopping at the crust, we have the perfect thing for you. What's New starts now.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
And we're going to be eating pizza later on the show.
I am just finding that out. Somebody came up and they're like, what do you like on your pizza?
Yeah, well, I thought
like,
we should try this. We need to put it to the test.
All right.
Wednesday comes with winter weather. Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out with Betsy Kling. I'm Jay Crawford. And here's what's new at 5 o'clock.
That's what we all got to do.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath, because this is nothing we have not dealt with before. I promise. We're just starting to see the snowflakes falling to our south, and that is the beginning of what is going to become a pretty interesting night for us. Matt Wentz, of course, in the Weather Center with us. And Matt, this storm is behaving really close to as forecast, which is not normal for this part of the
That's a testament to your
decision-making project.
I'll tell you what, you're absolutely right, Betsy. Not much has shifted from our forecasts. I know we've seen some other forecasts that have called for higher amounts, whatever it happens to be. This hasn't happened yet, but we're pretty confident in exactly where this snow's going to set up versus the mix versus the rain. So we'll start off. This is what we're dealing with, winter weather advisory. The most impactful snow and ice situation is going to be in your Blue County. So down to the south, we've got warmer air still expected to mix in. That will change it over to a rain. But here's our system. We've got our slug of moisture moving in. You can see as it heads into the colder air, we've got snow now breaking out just north of Cincinnati back towards Columbus. Now starting to push into the southern half of our viewing area. Keep in mind, we've got dry air in place right now, so it's going to take a little while before these snowflakes actually reach the ground. We are seeing some snow reaching the ground. Mansfield down towards Millersburg, eventually areas of Tuscarawas County heading up into Canton right now. Going to take maybe another hour or so before it gets up towards Akron and the Cleveland area. But you can see filling in quite nicely here on radar. Now, as that snow heads through the air, it's actually going to cool the temperature a bit because we've got some evaporation as it heads through that dry air. So temperatures, despite the fact they're still in the mid and upper 30s, they'll come down once that snow starts. So over the rest of the evening, we're dealing with snow overspreading the area. I do think once we lose that sunshine or the solar heating, albeit, we're going to have some slick streets out there. But see the rain starting to mix in down to the south as we go through the overnight. We'll keep our eye on that rain-snow line as it fluctuates through the Akron-Canton area. Tomorrow morning we dry out, but things change once again as we head through the afternoon. We'll have a burst of snow and much colder air to talk about in that forecast. We'll detail it hour by hour coming up. Betsy.
So I know this is where the point where everybody goes, oh my gosh, I know you just said everything and I forgot it all. And tomorrow when you step out the door, you're going to go, what's going on? Well, let me tell you something, okay? We have our app. Here it is, the WKYC app, and there's 3 buttons. That's it, just 3 buttons right here at the bottom. Home, which will take you to the news stories. Weather, you click on that. Here's our weather page. There's our latest video forecast, right? It's very easy. You can scroll down, interactive radar. You now have our radar in the palm of your hand. You can scroll around, you can turn on and off layers, and there's the snow, as Matt said. So if you are sitting at lunch with a friend or getting up in the morning having your cup of coffee and you think, I wonder when that snow is coming. What's it going to be doing on my way to work? Get that interactive radar. It's a WKYC app. It does great things for you.
It's almost like having Betsy Kling in your own home every morning telling you the weather.
That's a completely terrifying thought. I'm very sorry if that's the way it comes across.
I think that would be a great thing. Hey, Bets, what's the weather? Matt, what's the...
Sunny, 70.
Very nice.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Now on to your feed at 5. And first up there, Myles Garrett is officially back. That's good news for the Cleveland Browns. They announced this morning that he has been fully reinstated today by the NFL. You remember earlier this week, he was in New York meeting with the commissioner. Right. That was Monday. Didn't take them long at all to realize that punishment has been served. Time to get him back on the field. So after that infamous helmet swing on the Steelers quarterback Mason Rudolph, this episode, at least for now, officially over. Browns GM Andrew Berry saying in a statement, we welcome Myles back with open arms, and they very much look forward to his return to the team and to the community. There's the entire statement. As for Myles, this was pretty short and sweet, right to the point. This is his tweet. It happened just shortly after the news. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. And we're thinking he's back, too. Remember, he was on his way to an MVP caliber season last year through 10 games. The 24-year-old had 10 sacks already, and people were literally talking about him as the Defensive Player of the Year. We're asking you on our question on our website, What do you think about the suspension? Too much, not enough, or was it appropriate? And as you can see, and I'm not surprised here, we are Browns fans, too much.
I think a lot of folks forget, too, that counseling was part of this.
It was.
He's had to go through counseling. There's a lot more than just sitting on your keister waiting for you, the green light to get back on the field. He's paid his due, in my opinion, and move
Look,
on.
As a Browns fan, I'm thrilled he's back, but I like to always put it on the other foot. And so what would we think if, let's just say it was TJ Watt of the Steelers, ripped Baker's helmet off and hit Baker over the head with his helmet? Would we then think that 6 games is appropriate?
I do.
I don't know that I would if it was Baker on the other side of it, but it's Myles and we want him back. So I think 6 games is just right.
Seems out of character for him.
It is really out of. That's well said, Beth.
Well, Stephanie, obviously you got your finger on the pulse of Northeast Ohio comments, and I'm sure we've had a few dandies. What have folks been saying online?
Well, we've had some good ones. We've been focusing on the players and people in the media in the NFL world today. So his teammates are obviously very excited to have him back. Baker Mayfield tweeting quickly. Happy to have our guy back. Lots of love there. Also, Jarvis Landry, our wide receiver, saying happy to have him back as well, tweeting with the dinosaurs, which we know Garrett is a big fan of the dinosaurs. But then we go to the media world, right? So TMZ Sports, Robert Littall, he says that he thinks that he was actually over-punished, and he thinks he only got what he got, the 6-game suspension, because it happened on Thursday night during prime time when everyone was watching.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the people, like you said, Jay, not the Browns fans, other people across the internet saying that he did not get enough of a punishment with 6 games, bringing up Bounty Gate with the New Orleans Saints, where that head coach was out for an entire year over the targeting scandal.
Yeah. I guess it's just, it depends on where you're sitting. Really.
It does. The view is definitely different from the different perspectives.
No question. All right. Steph, thanks.
Punishment seems to be a thing that they're handing out quite a bit in the NFL.
Yeah.
These
You'd
days,
think they'd be better at it for as much as they do it, but they're not really that good at it.
Definitely are not. All right, next up on your feed at 5, students from LeBron James I Promise School can now attend Kent State tuition free for 4 years, and they get room and board free for 1 year. They also won't have to pay, as I said, for that room and board. It's the latest addition to the many benefits I Promise students will receive. Kent State is now a second choice for students who learned that they would be able to go to the University of Akron back in 2015. So it kind of broadens this horizon a little bit. Akron, of course, right downtown. Kent State, very close by. It'd be easy for the kids to get to. And I've had a lot of people who said, what are these kids doing that they get all this free stuff? Why do they get the attention? Well, they're disadvantaged students. So LeBron knows exactly what these kids are up against.
Yeah, and if you want to know what need looks like.
He tries to make everything a little bit easier, not just for the students. He's not feeding these kids, like spoon feeding them the education. He's providing for the families, and it's a community thing. And these kids have to work. They have to graduate to get all of this extra college credit and whatnot.
What he's doing is providing a platform for these kids who have really had everything go against them in their lives. And just a quick second about LeBron James. For all of the controversy he's had here in Cleveland, leaving, coming back, leaving again, when you think of his mission statement as a person, not a basketball player, it's to make his world a better place.
Yep.
He unequivocally has hit a home run in that category. And what he's doing with his school is unparalleled.
It is, and there's a lot of other cities that are looking at this as kind of a milestone type project.
Yeah. How do we duplicate what LeBron is doing? Okay, next on the feed, a recent blog post caught our attention, asking the question, has the Me Too movement changed dating inside the workplace? The piece cited the firing of McDonald's CEO Steve Easterbrook. You may remember when this happened a while back. They call that sort of the seminal moment here when it comes to the current workplace dating world environment. McDonald's had a very strict zero tolerance policy for employees dating coworkers. So the Post theorized that the message that McDonald's sent in firing its CEO over this controversy has really reverberated to many other workplaces, and they say there's now this sort of fear that exists among many employees when it comes to potential relationships with coworkers. Interesting. Thoughts?
Well, I met my husband at work, so I kind of have a stake in this game a little bit. I think a lot of it depends on the two people and the relationship that develops and the professional standards that they withhold together with
Yeah.
themselves. There are people who have relationships, and in television, you can see it. What you see is what you get. You can't fake a good relationship, and you can tell when something's a little bit off between the two of them. So.
Yeah. It has changed. I'll say the study said that over 40% of employers now have rules about dating inside the workplace. In fact, on this very program, in just a little bit, in our Love in the Land segment, we're going to introduce you to two people you already know that work here at Channel 3 that are soon to be married.
Yep.
So it can work.
Next week, the bells start ringing.
Can't believe it. It's awesome.
Hey, Sarah, you joining us over here from the newsroom. Great to have you with us again with some of our headlines for the day.
Yes, lots going on over here, guys. It is the day after the New Hampshire primary, of course, and as expected, we got results last night. Senator Bernie Sanders is coming out on top in a victory speech. He called the end for Donald Trump. Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar rounded out the top three. Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden trailed in fourth and fifth place, and the field got narrower. Andrew Yang and Senator Michael Bennet ended their campaigns last night, and former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick dropped out today. Well, Ford is recalling nearly 250,000 cars over a rear suspension fracture that could cause crashes. The recall covers 2013 through 2018 Taurus shoes, Flexes, Lincoln MKTs, and police cruisers. Now, there is a fracture in the car's manufacturing that could increase the risk of a crash. The issue hasn't caused any known crashes at this time. Well, as Black History Month continues, today the state is placing historical markers along the Ohio Turnpike, celebrating stops on the Underground Railroad. Governor Mike DeWine stopped by the Portage County Turnpike Service Center in Manaway to commemorate the network of safe houses that helped African Americans escape north during the Civil War. Similar markers will be placed at 4 surface plazas around the country. An historical record shows how some of the major trails of the Underground Railroad actually crossed through northern Ohio, some traveling what is now the Turnpike, because these sparsely populated areas helped alleviate some of the worries about capture, which is so fascinating.
It is, and if I'm not mistaken, there's been one of those historical landmarkers in my hometown of Sandusky for many years, because they used to use that route, as Sarah just said.
And if you don't have time to stop and actually read the little marker, which nobody really does, there are apps out there that you can plot your way and you can see what those markers say. So.
Pretty cool. Sarah, thanks.
Yep.
Appreciate it. We'll see you at 6. Ahead on what's new in today's Love in the Land story. We just told you about it. Lindsey Buckingham tells the tale of inner office dating right here at Channel 3. In fact, it is leading to a wedding, and it's coming very soon.
And Stephanie Haney has been scanning the web to see what's clicking in Cleveland. Howdy, Steph.
Hey, Betsy. So our beloved Jason Kipnis, our Cleveland Indians second baseman, he's saying goodbye to the Indians and to all of us. We have his emotional farewell and some very good news about a coronavirus vaccine possibly coming at record speed.
Oh, that is good news. Matt Wentz, tonight could be an interesting commute home.
It could be. I'll tell you what, no problem so far, though. You look at our cams, we're still waiting on the snow to develop up in the Cleveland area, but traffic really not an issue so far. We do have the Cavs game downtown tonight. A couple slowdowns as you get out towards the west side of Cleveland, westbound on I-90, some slowdowns near Lakewood. But down to the south where the snow is falling, we've got reduced visibilities, but no problems. Ashland, Mansfield, back towards Dover, New Philly. Highway speeds for everybody as they're on their way home. We'll detail that forecast and break down that storm hour by hour coming up next.
Hello, Mom.
Hi, Jay's mom.
Can you hear me? Hi, Mom.
Hey, if you're
In
watching
Phoenix,
us
Arizona.
on the feed, send us something on Instagram or tweet us or on Facebook. We never know if anybody's watching.
Yeah, I always monitor the Instaface.
All right, Stephanie Haney is here joining us again with today's Clicking in Cleveland. And Jason says it's official.
It's official. Our second baseman, Jason Kipnis, he is leaving us for a minor league deal with the Chicago Cubs. He played for us his entire major league career, spending 9 years with us at second base, but his contract expired at the end of last season. Now he's heading home to Illinois, which is where he's from. He posted an emotional farewell, saying, "You guys joined me on this ride to get this great organization back where it belongs, at the top, competing for a World Series. And I'm sorry I couldn't finish the job for you." Sweet message there.
Oh, so close.
We know you did well for us out here, Kipnis. So he ended the season. He had a season-ending injury in September, so he wasn't able to finish out his last season here. He said that the fans here turned to friends, and he wants us all to keep that rally-together spirit going for this team, and also that he'll always cherish his time here in Cleveland. He's forever grateful, forever part of the tribe. Signing off with a thank you and his nickname Dirtbag, which doesn't sound very nice, but we all know, right? That's because he was always getting his uniform dirty during those games. That really shows the heart that he played with. All right, here's some good news about the coronavirus. So Inovio Pharmaceuticals, that's near San Diego, has a vaccine for coronavirus in preclinical trials. It only took them 3 hours to come up with it.
What?
Chinese scientists, released the coronavirus DNA sequence on January 19th, and the director of research and development there told our sister station in San Diego, KFMB, they took that information, 3 hours later they had a vaccine.
Jeez.
We have an algorithm which we've designed, and we can basically put that sequence into our algorithm and come up with our DNA medicine in that short amount of time.
So they're at the phase now where this is going to be tested on human patients. Get this, you guys, it could be available as soon as this summer. That would be a record for this company, which has also put out vaccines for things like Ebola, MERS, and other things. So that would be great.
Do we know their stock trading signal? I need to invest
Don't have
fast.
that off the top of my head for you.
It's amazing. Stephanie, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Here he comes.
What do you guys need? Something today?
You're running in here. Woo!
I know,
Sweat
right?
on your brow.
Yeah.
You guys,
Little
by the way,
powder.
I want to sing your praises because it's so difficult to do what they do, particularly more than 24 hours out. I've watched you over the last 2 days, poring over data, looking at all of this stuff. Your forecast hasn't changed from when you officially made it more than 24 hours ago. Kudos to you. That's not easy
that's
to do.
awesome.
It's
Well,
not
Cute.
easy
All we
to
do is guess.
Yeah, we just guess.
No,
That's
you
all
guys
anybody
take that as
tells us.
serious as any meteorologist I've ever worked
Jay
with.
hasn't seen the dartboard, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Wait,
Okay.
there's a
Speaking
dartboard?
of-
Do you have a weather word today?
I do. Melancholy.
Melancholy.
Over Jason Kipnis' departure.
Got
Oh,
it. Okay.
I'll always remember that Game 4 home run against the Cubs. At that point, it felt like this is over. The Indians are going to win the World Series.
Yep, I thought so too. And that changed.
That's
Just
why I'm
like
melancholy.
precipitation types.
One thing that hasn't changed has been our forecast. The snow arriving as expected. It's not in Cleveland yet, not in Akron, up towards the north, Ashtabula County, still waiting on snowflakes, but we've got them falling down to the south. You can see it's moving in fairly quickly, and I think over the course of the next couple hours through this evening, that's when we're going to see the heaviest snow throughout this event. Should be pretty steady, moderate to heavy at times throughout the evening. So you can see where that line is now. Again, it's going to take a little while. It'll show up on radar over your house, but it won't fall for a little bit because we've got to saturate that air first. But had some social media reports already. Nancy Mansfield says large snowflakes. Snow just started for Sue H. in Smithville. That was about 5 minutes ago.
Gosh, these are great. Thank you so much for these.
That's right. Glenn in Dover saying it is snowing now, and Jennifer at Canton saying small flakes at the onset, but I bet that's changed since I made that graphic a couple minutes ago. But that snow continues to overspread the area. Look at how much moisture we have getting thrown into our air mass. Again, we're going to deal with the moisture all the way back towards here. That's going to be our intense snow here throughout the evening hours, but we've also got warmer air with this as well, and that's going to change some of this over to a mix and even some rain as we go throughout the evening hours. So it's taking hour by hour through that forecast. I think our model has a pretty good handle on it, where it's snow up towards the lakeshore. Temperatures will fall to at or just above freezing as we go through the evening hours. Meanwhile, we've got warmer air aloft. Yeah, same temperatures here at the surface, but up above in the atmosphere, we're going to see some melting going on. So Canton, Worcester down to the south, I think we're going to change over to some rain, perhaps some sleet in there as well. That demarcation line between the snow and the sleet and the wintry mix and the rain, I think will set up right where we've had it, from Akron down towards the Worcester, Ashland area throughout the overnight. So that will significantly limit your snowfall accumulations there. Meanwhile, off to the north, we'll have better chances for accumulating snow. Here's your morning tomorrow. I agree with this. I think we quiet down for a while. A lot of you are going to wake up and say, where's our storm? What's going on? Well, that wave's going to head by. We get the wraparound moisture as we go throughout the morning. That should kick off some more snow as we go throughout the morning hours. Hopefully some time to clear the streets as we go throughout the morning. And then by afternoon, we quiet down again. And here comes our Arctic front. This will come with a squall line of snow, and it's going to be sharply colder and windy. Behind that, temperatures crash like a rock here tomorrow night. And we're all going to be having that melancholy feeling as we head throughout the evening hours.
Nice.
Yes. And the temperatures. Look at this, teens by Friday morning. You're going to want to stay and cuddle as you're getting into your Valentine's Day. So I think 2 to 3, 4, 5 inches off to the north, maybe more at the lake effect in our blue counties. Notice that snow mix cutting accumulations down 1 to 3 from Akron down towards Mansfield. And your timeline tomorrow looks like this. Again, just scattered snow showers in the morning, widespread by midday and afternoon with that Arctic front, and then sharply colder by evening. We're in the upper teens. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. There's your high on Friday. Boy, 18 degrees. We wake up Saturday morning, 7 degrees, but a quick return to the warmth on that. We're in the 40s with mainly cloudy skies on through the latter half of your weekend. We'll be right back.
Well, all week we've been sharing stories of love in the land. And today we get to share a very special story to all of us here at 3 News.
Yeah, in case you didn't know, 2 of our newest team members, Jason Fraser and Romney Smith, are engaged. In fact, they're getting married, is it next week or the week after?
Next week.
It's next week.
Yeah.
Lindsey Buckingham shares their love story with you.
You wake up to them, every Saturday and Sunday morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on Go. I'm Romney Smith.
And I'm meteorologist Jason Fraser.
My teammates on Go, and they're getting married.
He puts the ring on. I'm like, this is beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted.
First, let's back it up. Like the first time they met at a conference, Jason catching Romney's eye.
And I just tapped him on his shoulder. I was like, hey, you remember me?
And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, wow, she's really smoking hot.
They had a lot in common: investigative journalism, ambition, wanting to find that someone for life. One problem: Romney lived in Albany, Georgia. Jason, Columbus, Ohio.
And I was thinking, hey, wait a minute. You can't hug someone who's 1,200 miles away.
Long distance it was for the next 3 years. Multiple moves to different cities, endless plane rides, so many sacrifices.
You gotta coordinate your vacation days. You gotta coordinate time off. You have to schedule out flights months in advance.
Finally, an opportunity in Savannah, Georgia. Romney had some conditions.
I'm not moving if we're not talking about marriage. And I think her face does it all.
Together in the same town, they took advantage of the fun and food.
We actually gained weight. We actually gained about 10 or 15 pounds.
We were like, do you want to do brunch this Saturday? Yeah, I do. Do you want to do dinner? Yeah, I do. You want to go to the movies and have candy? Yeah, I do.
As their appetites grew, so did their love. Ready for the next step, Jason went unconventional to throw off Romney.
He picked multiple fights with me that week. Multiple fights, and I could not figure out what was going on. I start screaming at the top of my lungs, Jason! Jason! And he gets down on his knee and he says my full name and he says, Romney Joy Smith, will you do me the honor of being my wife? Will you marry me? And of course I said yes.
Committed, but not yet settled. Jason, fresh off a career switch from reporter to meteorologist.
A lot of people in their early 30s would say, I can do it, it's good, it's a paycheck, let me just continue. And I said, no, do what you want to do.
You know inside whether or not something is a good fit. And she didn't get mad. I think that there was some fear, but she said, you know what, let's figure this out.
Together in Cleveland, together at the desk.
This is one of the things Romney has taught me, is enjoy the moment, because we can sit back and we can plan, but you never know what life's gonna really throw at you.
We've worked so hard to get into the same city with each other that we just want to be happy.
And hopefully we will be here for many years to come.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.
Now it's all dusty in here.
So the funny part is I met Jason first,
Yeah.
and I had no idea Romney even existed. And so I was like, Jason, Cleveland, talking up Cleveland a little bit. He's like, so I have this girl, we're engaged, and she's in the business too. And it was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
But they're awesome. So.
And they're great, and congratulations to them. They're getting married in Puerto Rico, and everything is going to be wonderful, and we're just thrilled to have them on our team.
We definitely are. We'll be right back.
Downtown.
now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New with Betsy Kling and Jay Crawford.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. We are halfway through the work week. Thanks for joining Jay and me. Here's what we're working on for you this next half hour, besides staying on script so Monique's blood pressure will come down. Monique is our producer. A local school district is doing away with holiday parties.
What?
The reason why?
It better be a good one. And 2 days to Valentine's Day. Cool gift ideas with a CLA flair. And which one of the Jonas Brothers is going to be a dad? And that's something that I could never answer because for $1 million, I couldn't tell you any of their names.
Probably ends in Jonas, though. That's a good guess. But we start this half hour with a look at the weather. Matt, things are starting to get a little snowy down to our south.
Yeah, Betsy, you got that right. We actually have snow reports coming in from southern Summit County now. You can see some of the flakes starting to show up there, but really getting thick as we get down towards areas near Canton. It extends up towards Trumbull County now. Big old hole over Cleveland right now. That's going to last not much longer, maybe another half hour or so. Meanwhile, we're spreading snow up through Mansfield, Ashland, over towards Worcester, Smithville, Orville, down towards the Millersburg area, all in the snow right now. Now, initially when it comes in, we've got warm surface temperatures, road temps running 36, 37, 38 degrees, so this isn't going to cause any problems other than the wet roads, but eventually as we continue to lose the daylight behind the sunset, we're going to start to slicken things up. So you can see the decent snow now, 71. It ends as you get into areas of Medina County. We haven't seen any snow in Medina yet. That extends off towards the east as well. All this pushing off to the north, and eventually it will fill in across greater Cleveland. So tonight we bring the snow area wide. We start to mix it down to the south. That mixing line stays in the Akron-Canton area. We're all snow off to the north. And then tomorrow morning out the door, we talk a different scene as an Arctic front approaches the area. We'll break it all down for you, including accumulations coming up in your forecast. Jake.
Right, Matt, thank you very much. The conditions in the newsroom right now is beautiful weather, 70 degrees, no precip. Russ Mitchell is at his desk. He's got the top headlines here at the bottom of the hour. Hi, Russ.
Jay and Betsy, good afternoon, and good afternoon, everyone. 2 Ohio State football players face rape and kidnapping charges tonight. Amir Reep and Jason Wentz, both 21 years old, were arrested last night. A woman says she agreed to have consensual sex with Reep, but decided she did not want to continue. That's when she says Wentz joined them, and both players forced her to have sex. And we have learned in the last half hour that both of these players have been dismissed from Ohio State's football team. Jimmy Donovan will have more on this tonight at 6 o'clock. 4 teens have been arrested for the 80-plus car break-ins across Cleveland and neighboring suburbs this week. Cleveland police say the teens hit cars downtown, on the southeast side of Cleveland, and in Shaker Heights and Cleveland Heights. No charges have been filed. And our on-again, off-again winter weather as Ohio's maple syrup producers tapping trees a bit early this year. The warm days and cold nights are getting the sap flowing. At Sugar Valley Maple in Jaga County, owner James Miller says the first run of syrup is light in color, but super high quality and makes the best candy. The season usually lasts around 8 weeks. Jay and Betsy, you didn't know you were getting a maple syrup update. News update
I didn't, but I'm in. I'll have some of that.
All-encompassing, like liberal arts college, it's Russ Mitchell, all-encompassing news.
Knowledge a mile wide and inch deep. There we go.
There you go.
That's all it takes. Thanks, Russ.
Thanks a lot, Russ. Well, it's time now for our top talker, and I guarantee everybody will have an opinion on this one. This was posted on a Facebook page from a school app for students at Richardson Elementary in Cuyahoga Falls, just north of Akron. It says starting next year, the school district will eliminate holiday parties during the school year. The post says, quote, students are required by law to be at school each day, yet we create an environment that is not inclusive of many when we choose to celebrate specific holidays. Now, instead, the school points out that they do have added events like Right to Read Week, concerts, and Field Day. We reached out to the principal. He did not want to comment. Jay? Your opinion.
Okay, so you're a kid. You're 11. Mm-hmm. You have a full school party. Mm-hmm. Do you even care what the reason is for the party?
No.
I didn't either. Did you ever get excited about Right to Read Week? Okay, you're different.
There were assemblies.
I didn't. Tomorrow, I'm a grown man. Tomorrow, I'm all excited to come to work. You want to know why?
Why?
We're going to have puppies in the building.
Oh, that's Friday.
Oh, well, I'm excited
Even
about
better.
Friday.
Even better.
See, I do have a problem with days of the
I
week.
have it on my calendar.
But Bets, aren't you pumped for that?
I am. It's going to be fun.
So, and here's why we're excited about that. One, we love puppies.
Something
Two,
different.
It's something different. And when you're in elementary school, the idea of having a break from the monotony
Right.
for a party, okay, just call it a celebration of whatever you want it to be. It's a celebration of a day where you don't have to worry about the monotonous grind of schoolwork.
I remember in elementary school having the Christmas party, and the kids who were Jewish in our class talked all about Judaism and Hanukkah. And we were like, you get presents for 8 days? Like, we were just astounded by that. And we learned from that experience.
Cultural exchange.
And we had a holiday party after that.
So I don't think you necessarily have to be celebrating anything. It's just the idea that it's a day on the calendar that gives you a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
How can that ever be a bad thing?
We'll see how this shakes out.
Okay. That's probably why I wasn't a principal.
Well, it's time now for a daily pop break. Stephanie's here with that, and we've been waiting all day to hear which star, which once upon a time the Backstreet Boys said they'd never make it.
Yeah, who was that?
Can you believe that Ryan Gosling ever did anything wrong?
What?
I am personally shocked. We have the entire story behind that and more in your pop break.
Netflix released To All the Boys I've Loved Before 2 at midnight, and everyone agrees. Laura Jean has the best prospects for love this Valentine's Day. The original cast, including Lana Condor and Noah Centineo, are back, along with a new face played by Jordan Fisher, making for an interesting love triangle.
I can stick around and help clean up. No, I think I can help my girlfriend.
Chrissy Teigen is telling the world just how easy it is to get into the Vanity Fair post-Oscars party. The queen of Twitter said, "You must complete or dodge 5 tasks before actually seeing the party, or I assume you just go missing." Of course, this includes dancing in a laser tunnel, sacrificing social media stars, and FaceTiming with a random person's daughter who is a huge fan. I don't know. I still think it'd be worth it. Hollywood heartthrob Ryan Gosling is probably wishing he could take something he said back. Backstreet, that is. AJ McLean told Jimmy Fallon exactly what his old neighbor said.
We were playing basketball like almost every other day. The group had started. I kept telling him how big this was going to be, and he's like, dude, the new kids already did it. This is never going to work. Just shoot the ball.
Seeing as how the boys are now in the middle of their 10th world tour, I'd say it worked out pretty well. And exciting news for one of our favorite couples. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are reportedly expecting their first child. Multiple sources tell Jess Jarrett that this is why she's been wearing baggy clothes around town. Congrats to that child, who will obviously have the coolest parents ever.
So they got married in May, so coming up on their 1-year anniversary, obviously they'll have very exciting things to celebrate. Personally, they haven't had a bad collaboration. I mean, that What a Man Gotta Do video, I think this is going to be their best one yet.
Wow.
Very good. Joe Jonas.
Joe Jonas.
I should have known. When in doubt, go with Joe. Such a common name.
Is there a Bob Jonas?
Not that I'm aware
Let's go with
of.
Bill. I'm pretty sure one of the brothers is
Mike.
Bill. Matt, help us out.
I know there's a Kevin. I know there's a Nick.
Kevin Jonas.
There's a Kevin.
There's got to be.
He's married to someone else.
Still to come on What's New. If you don't like pizza crust, maybe it's because of what's missing. That story is ahead.
There really is.
All right, we got some new stuff at the bottom of the screen. You're going to see, Matt, we've got some closings, 28 closings for the evening already into the iAlert. A lot of these are church services since it's Wednesday evening, so just be advised you may want to call ahead on that. But we really are starting to see things get a little interesting on the radar.
Yeah, we are. Not really in terms of impacts yet, not seeing anything on the roads. I just checked traffic conditions down areas of Richland County, Holmes County as well. We're not really seeing anything. It looks like wet surfaces at this point, but the big flakes, they are flying. So let's get to the latest right now. We've got a winter weather advisory. This isn't an earth-shattering winter storm by any means. We're going to see some snow. We're going to see some icy surfaces out there as well. But we would have winter storm warnings if this was a huge event across Northeast Ohio. Just a winter weather advisory. That means things are going to get tricky over the next 24 hours. And you can see that snow overspreading the area. I think our heaviest snow falls throughout the course of the evening hours on into the early half of tonight with this push of moisture that we're already seeing moving into the viewing area. So we have had snowflakes confirmed, Mansfield, over towards Ashland, Worcester as well. You get down towards Holmes County, Millersburg. You're socked in that decent snow rate right now. That extends Dover, New Philly, heading up towards Canton as well. A couple live traffic cams courtesy of ODOT. You can see in the Canton area, some reduced visibility, but no impacts on your evening commute. That is the good news. Akron, not quite seeing the snowflakes yet. I always called this malfunction junction growing up. I-76, 77 just becomes a mess, right? But you can see we're not dealing with any travel impacts there. Heavy traffic really in the typical spots here throughout the evening rush hour. So that's the good news. Let's get everyone home, right? Then we can enjoy it from home. So here's what happens overnight. That snow will spread up into the greater Cleveland area. It will stay all snow across the North Shore here as we keep that colder air in place, but we get some warmer air aloft. That will change things over to a wintry mix, little sleet, perhaps some freezing rain with that, but mainly just plain old rain as you get down towards the south. Where that line sets up, we're still thinking the I-71 corridor kind of curving over towards areas of Portage County, southern Geauga County as we go throughout the overnight. And you can see the moisture is still with us tonight as well. So snow north, kind of a mix over to rain south. And then we quiet down tomorrow morning as that push of moisture heads out. We get this wraparound moisture that ought to increase the snow as we go throughout your Thursday morning. Temperatures still the same as they were when you went to bed. We're still at or near freezing across the majority of the area. But as the snow starts to transition down to the south, we'll usher in an Arctic front. This is going to be a totally different system, and this will likely bring a squall line of a brief heavy burst of snow, some gusty winds, and then falling temperatures. Watch temps. So we go from low 30s. Boom, by 5 o'clock, we're in the 20s, and then by evening, we're in the teens, and we're talking those bitterly cold temps that we haven't had really this winter very often will be with us Friday night. That's when we'll transition to just some lake effect snow. Everyone else clears out to start your Friday, and we're looking at a sunny Friday for all of us, except for the snow belt where we'll have some lingering lake snows, but those should end very quickly with our dry air. So here we go. This is your accumulation forecast. I think 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 inches off to the northern tier where we stay all snow. We may see a little bit more of that added on with the lake effect snow on Thursday afternoon and evening. We're talking 1 to 3 inches where we have that mix, and then rain and mix, maybe an inch down to the south. Your timeline tomorrow looks like this. Tomorrow morning, don't expect a lot of snow flying around. I think we'll have scattered snow showers becoming more widespread as we go throughout the day. And then that temperature drop tomorrow evening, yeah, that's going to be a slap in the face compared to what we've had. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. We have a very quick recovery after our cold day Friday. We're back up in the 30s and 40s for the weekend. Looks pretty quiet at this point. Next system to watch arrives next week. Jay, I smell pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. And I did the second they brought it in the studio. You can't get anything by me, by my nose. Bring pizza within like 100 yards of me, and I'm in. There are two kinds of people in this world, two kinds of pizza eaters. Those that eat the whole slice and people who leave the crust at the end. Which are you?
I eat it.
You eat it.
I love the crust.
It's so boring because the other part's like, party with every bite. You got sauce and cheese, and then you get done with that, it's just like bread.
Yeah,
it's
I like
not good.
bread.
Well, the owner of Salted Dough got so frustrated when he saw all these people leaving the crust behind that he said there's got to be a better way. There must be a better way. So I think he's added an ingredient to make it more yummy.
So we're adding Lindsay Buckingham to the mix, who is live at Salted Dough in Broadview Heights with a first look. Lindsay, I'm guessing that salt has something to do with it?
You are correct, Betsy. Let me tell you guys, when you think of a really good idea and you're like,
gosh, I wish I would have thought of that. That's how I feel right now in Salted Dough in Broadview Heights. Owner Jeff Fisher said, hey, I'm tired of people throwing out the crust. So we made it so delicious that when you try it, you're part of the Clean Plate Club. Jeff, tell me a little bit about the concept.
So what we have here is, what we like to do is a lot of fresh ingredients.
Okay.
Everything's made from scratch. We use a French baguette-style pizza crust.
That's what we got right here.
And what we do is we dress it with a little bit of roasted garlic oil here.
All right. Just paint it right on there?
Yep.
Paint it right on there, okay. And then tell me, is this part of your concoction that makes it so delicious?
Yeah, we're real big fans of flavor here. So, in terms of food, flavor matters because that's why people go out to eat. They like things that taste good. So we pay a lot of attention to making little intricate details for all of our flavor.
Here's the key ingredient, right?
Our pink Himalayan sea salt. So
Grab
if you
a
want to
little bit.
sprinkle a little bit of that around the edge.
All right, how's this?
That's perfect.
How do I look, guys?
You're hired.
You think I could be a pizza maker?
You're on it.
There we
Nicely
go.
done.
I know.
Look at her add that salt.
If you knew how good it smelled in here. All right, what else we got?
We're going to dress that with a
know
little
how
bit
good
of
it
clean
smells.
red here. We got a little San Marzano sauce with a little roasted garlic
That's right.
deep puree. Then we
Hit
get
me
a
with
little
some
bit of
cheese.
fresh grated pecorino romano.
Love it.
And then over here we have a little bit of fresh mozz.
Fresh mozzarella.
Fresh.
I feel like we need to sing a little bit. Da la 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 la. All right. Okay, so that's the pizza, and then let's do one of these. Presto, changeo, bam.
Bang.
This is
Look
what
at
you
that.
have.
How fast that happened.
Look how that was magic. It was pizza magic. One other thing, guys. Check that out all the way at the end of the bar. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's our logo.
That's nice.
Some pepperoni.
I know. And then if you notice, they've got, it's not just pizza. They have delicious entrees, scratch made, delicious drinks. But hey, I think there's only one thing left to do. You guys want to try the pizza together? I seriously have not tried it.
I have.
You have your
We
slices?
have just a few slices here.
1, 2,
Dig in.
3. High five.
High five, all right.
This is
So
the best
good, you guys.
story ever.
Yeah,
Come on, Matt.
we want to do this story every
love
day
it.
from now on. Matt, that's yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is delicious. And you know what? You can definitely
help.
taste the salt.
Come on, Steph. Yeah, it is
We got
delicious.
any meat-free ones in here?
All right.
They're all meat-free.
You put your pizza in a bowl.
This is
Well,
what we do.
when we have food
All right,
segments, I
here's
bring
our
this in
question
advance.
of the day, by the way. We
Okay.
want to check in on that. We asked you, do you think the 6-game suspension for Myles Garrett was too much? Stephanie, anybody making some good comments either way?
Well, we got some comments rolling in, lots of votes rolling in. Most people are still voting again that it was too much on our poll at WKYC.com/vote now. A few people switching from the not enough to the just right. Online, though, not a single comment that I've seen so far that says it was too much. Everybody in the comments says it was pretty much just right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, now that I've finished chewing.
Yeah, I'm just going to take this whole box with me.
I'm eating the
You
end
go, girl.
that I normally don't
doesn't?
eat.
Okay.
The salt makes it better.
It does. It's
All
quite
right, bye.
tasty.
Coming right
Valentine's
back.
Day is just a couple days away now. We have an entire bunch of gift ideas, all made in the land, not just pizza. It's good stuff. And guys, we've all been here waiting outside Target for our wives. This is the line that Jay was supposed to read, but he's got his mouth full of pizza.
I love this story.
You'll like this. Coming up.
Between 2015 and 2018, I actually completed my doctorate online while waiting for my wife.
Where each guy takes a 15-minute shift.
T-minus 2 days. That's all. It is. It's 2 days. Today's Wednesday.
It is 2 days.
So it's now it's almost 6 p.m. The day is over practically,
You're
everybody.
confusing
2
me.
days.
You're confusing
But anyway,
me.
if you still don't have anything for Valentine's Day, you're not at a loss. We have a ton of ideas for you.
Yeah, local designer and influencer Emily Roggenberg is here with some really cool gift ideas. And I think the best thing, Emily, is these are all Cleveland flair all throughout. What do we have? Let's start down here and work our way over.
Let's do it. So these are some of my own shirts, actually, that I make. These are from a new collection that is all about empowering yourself and others. It's really about self-love and acceptance. So that's what you're seeing here.
And kindness, too.
And kindness,
I like
yes.
that part of it. I think it's great.
Next up, we have a bunch of gifts from Stella and Shay, which is one of my favorite local salons here in Cleveland. They have locations in Westlake and in Lakewood. And if you don't want to go in and actually get a service, you can get a gift card. That's always perfect. That's where I get my spray tan. So
Very
if you
nice.
want to get some
Look how
glow.
cute.
Yeah,
I mean, those are
bags.
adorable.
They have the cutest gifts. So even if you don't know what someone likes, you'll find something there.
Not just Valentine's Day, all year long.
All year. The next thing we have is a wonderful little clutch from one of my favorite people in Cleveland.
Is this a fanny pack?
Okay, so this is actually, it's called the Valette Traveler. This is by Blair Ritchie. It can be a belt bag. She prefers to say belt bag.
Belt bag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I grew up in the
sound like-
80s and 90s.
Yes.
How do you undo it? Oh, is this the snap?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's belt it up.
But what's great about this is it can be worn this way.
Oh.
You can also wear it as a crossbody.
Okay.
Or,
Clever.
here, let me, you got it?
I got it, I think.
That is so functional.
Yes, and
I'm ready for Cedar Point.
It's really fanny pack meets 2020.
It is.
Pretty hot.
It really is.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
so that
this.
is one of her newest bags. Next, we have Legend Headwear, and they are a local Cleveland company. They've actually been around for over 35 years. It's a family business. It's now in its second generation, and they have started making these amazing hats.
I love this. The skull cap is really cool.
Yeah, they're super fun. Those are great for guys. Next up, we have Double Rainbow, all of these beautiful children's gifts right here. So they do t-shirts, different children's apparel, they have books. But one of the best parts about Double Rainbow is when you go in, you can actually customize your own shirt there for children.
kidding.
So it's super cute.
I have tiny humans that would love that.
Yes, you should definitely take them.
Tiny humans.
Flowers?
This caught my eye right here.
Yeah.
What are those?
So the flowers and the cake pops actually kind of go together. The flowers are by Molly Taylor and Company. They make these beautiful floral arrangements that obviously are a classic gift for Valentine's Day. And then the cake pops can actually go in them. The cake pops are by Daisy Cakes Cake Pops. And you can actually combine the cake pops and the flowers because the two companies work together.
Clever.
So if you want to put them right in there, you
Sweets
can.
and flowers can't go wrong.
Yes.
Emily, these are great ideas. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Have a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy
too.
Valentine's
You
Day.
too.
Our Worth the Watch video, and trust me, it's worth the watch, is coming up after the commercial. There's your fanny pack.
Hi, all. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check for you. Go.
Yes. Despite all of the challenges that Amber faced, she's lucky.
Hi there, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Buckle up, friends. Here we go again. Another wintry mix is making its way.
Hello, buckle up, friends. Here we go again. Another wintry mix is making its way north tonight.
All right, we wrap up what's new with our Worth the Watch. There's a video making the rounds right now on Facebook that I think just about every husband can relate to. It's a satire video. It shows how 4 husbands became friends waiting for their wives outside Target. Now they just love shopping at Target. Watch this.
Eventually we decided just to put a security camera in the daycare van so we can keep an eye on the kids, but also keep a full poker table.
Oh, God!
This will pay for my wife's Target run.
Hey, so we got eyes on the kids?
Oh, they're fine.
It's 4 minutes. It's totally worth the entire watch. It's at Dude Dad Facebook page. It's really good.
I like the stores that have finally figured out to put lounge chairs near the women's dressing room.
Yeah.
Just smart. If the ladies are
Yes.
dragging the guys
You get
around.
mall legs.
Yep.
I do. We're out of time. What matters most starts now.